Alright guys, so we all know that inward facing cameras are wreaking havoc on the trucking industry, and we also know that Prime's locale moment of 2024 was the announcement of their partnership with Netrodyne. Take a look.
My name is Dennis Davis, and I'm the Director of Safety at Prime Incorporated. We are here to talk about an exciting partnership with Netrodyne to bring safety technology to our trucks.
So guys, you saw that and you heard that. Now, we have recently, over the weeks, heard the feedback amongst the PrimeInc drivers because they are increasingly rolling out these inward-facing cameras. A lot of the drivers don't like it, of course, but let's just examine the legality of these inward-facing cameras. Is PrimeInc actually breaking the law by doing this?
Driver-facing cameras are not legal. Your employer cannot put a driver-facing camera in a semi-truck. It's been struck down by the courts several times.
Interesting. Now, personally, I think that it is an argument to be made, and this was actually brought to my attention by a fellow YouTuber by the name of SoCal Chucker. Shout out to him, shout out to his channel. Link to his channel is in the description box down below, but he brought this up based on a recent court case by the, what's it called, the NLBP, the NLRB, there we go. Yes, so let's actually take a look at that.
Could possibly get sued.
Oh, it's about to go down.
In 2023, Swift realized that, hey, you know what? We need to take these damn cameras out the trucks.
Now, as you guys see from the article, it states that the NLRB found that inward-facing cameras can constitute unlawful surveillance, and in my opinion, I believe that it is in fact unlawful surveillance. And the article also acknowledges that there are so-called, in my opinion, so-called benefits of these inward-facing cameras. Companies believe that, you know, the inward-facing cameras and the outward-facing cameras are meant to protect the public from unsafe driving and protect the drivers from liability accidents in which they are not at fault. Well, I think there's an argument to be made against that, but more of that later towards the end of the video. Let's just talk about what if the driver is actually found at fault. Now, either way, the outward-facing cameras alone can actually help determine liability. The outward-facing cameras can actually determine who is at fault and who's not at fault. I think that is sufficient enough to exonerate a driver or incriminate a driver. Now, as for the inward-facing cameras, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be used to incriminate the driver. And I feel like in the court of law, drivers have the right to defend themselves. I'm not sure if this is a weak argument against the inward-facing cameras or not. Let me know in the comments down below. But I feel like with these inward-facing cameras, regardless if you're found at fault or not, I do feel like you actually do waive away constitutional rights by driving for a company that has these inward-facing cameras turned on, by the way. And they claim that, you know, they're just there to monitor your driving habits, etc. Sure. More specifically, I feel like you are, in fact, waiving your 4th Amendment right, which is basically the right to privacy, and your 5th Amendment right, which is essentially your Miranda rights. Now, for the PrimeInc drivers, I really do feel bad. 90% of this company is actually leased drivers. These drivers pay for their trucks $1,200 to $1,500 a week. They actually have skin in the game, and I feel like they should have had a say-so in this, of course, because, you know, they make the poor CEO, Robert Lowe, so much money. They could have at least had a say-so in this, but PrimeInc has proven that essentially these independent contractors are just glorified company drivers, and they have absolutely no say-so in this. Now, there is some good news, of course. Just like SoCal Chucker mentioned in his video about Swift Transportation, among other companies, including TMC Transportation. At one point, TMC had inward-facing cameras in their truck, but they had to remove it for the same reasons that Swift Transportation had to remove it.
Driver, I'm happy to say that we no longer have in-cab cameras. We still have the outside to view the outside, but There's no longer in-cab cameras. I guess the voice of the people have won.
So allegedly, Swift Transportation removed the cameras due to privacy concerns. More specifically, it was discovered that Swift was recording drivers, allegedly, in their most private and vulnerable moments. I'll let you guys fill in the blank there. But yeah, they got rid of the cameras because of this. And what's funny, what I find odd, is that these trucking companies stress the importance of privacy for the drivers when it comes to these inward-facing cameras. They claim that once the truck is parked, once the truck is stopped for the night, once you're taking your 10-hour reset, the cameras are not, in fact, recording. Now, of course, a lot of us don't believe this, and let me know down in the comments below, do you believe that the inward-facing cameras really do stop recording once you're parked for the night? Because I obviously have my suspicions. And my suspicions were reaffirmed before they even made this announcement official, because I actually watched a video by True King. Shout out to him. He actually worked at PrimeInc. I don't know if he's with the company now, but I'll link to his channel and his original YouTube video about this down below. But yes, like I said, prior to PrimeInc making this announcement, he said that he actually talked to safety personally, and he had the same concerns that everybody else has in terms of privacy.
Say if someone got a partner, or they got a wife, and they love each other, so they're gonna have to, they're gonna get, sometimes they just gonna get busy. And I was like, what about that? Like, will you guys, if that, let's say somehow you see that, how would that work? He was like, well, he was like, I see where you're going with this. He was saying, the cameras have a privacy mode. When the truck is turned off, after 10 minutes of the truck not moving, it goes in a privacy mode, so nothing is recorded.
Now, I, of course, left a comment on the video once he released it. So it's been about 7 months since he released this video. And I said, what do you mean it goes into privacy mode after 10 minutes? Like, this is madness. What do you mean? Like, why 10 minutes? I thought that the cameras went off. Allegedly, the cameras went off when you parked. I thought that the cameras are supposed to just automatically shut off. Why does it take 10 minutes for the cameras to go off? The conspiracy theorist in me is concerned about this. Are the Netrodyne AI cameras unlawfully recording drivers when they're off duty in the privacy of their own home, essentially? Because PrimeInc is essentially an OTR company. Drivers live in their trucks, so are these cameras in fact recording while the drivers are off duty still? Obviously, this is unacceptable. In fact, this company has no relation to PrimeInc, by the way. This is a separate company. However, they also have inward-facing cameras that are similar to PrimeInc's inward-facing cameras in terms of like the software. The driver doesn't specifically mention whether or not it's Netrodyne, but I'll let you guys take a look at this.
It has a sensor on it, so it knows when your eyes leave the road for any reason. It knows when you are following too closely to the car in front of you, so on and so forth. I'm a little bit of a tailgater sometimes, so I do get following too closely. I've been on my maps to figure out where I'm going, and it gets me for distracted driving. They are supposed to be on for 15 minutes after you have shut down your truck, forward facing, so outside of the truck, they're supposed to be on for 15 minutes just in case something happens during that time. However, mine continues to stay on facing my cab while I'm getting undressed.
So as you guys can see, the AI cameras sounds like AI to me, but she mentions that, the cameras record her if she's distracted. They document that. They document following distance, rolling stops, fatigue driving, and she alleges that the camera actually records her during her private and intimate moments. And before I end this video, I do want to mention this. I do want to touch on the legality of these cameras once again. Now, Driveline, he actually makes a very, very interesting point. Shout out to him, of course, once again. A link to his channel in the description box down below. But basically, he points out that these AI cameras, this AI system, every time it records you making a rolling stop, following too closely, driving distracted, it actually logs this data in a database. And if you are found at fault, not at fault, that's an error on my end. allegedly in an accident, while an attorney, a really talented attorney, can just, in the discovery process, find all this incriminating evidence against you and, flip this against you and actually deem you at fault in the accident. So yeah, let's take a look at this clip.
All this with maintain safe distance or anything that it's yelling at me for, that's going into a database. A really good attorney could argue that I run stop signs all the time and that I don't maintain a safe distance and all this stuff, even though I'm completely safe and it's all bullshit.
But yeah, that's actually bizarre. I didn't even think of that, and that's just insane to me, and I really do feel bad. And once again, the conspiracy theorist in me really just believes all of this really is a plot to remove drivers from the truck and push drivers out of the industry altogether. I mean, it was the ELD mandate, then it was the electric trucks, the cameras, and maybe soon autonomous trucks. What's going to happen to everybody in society when all the jobs are automated? Because this obviously extends beyond trucking, but I think that's actually a topic for another video. Of course, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole in this video, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. The AI inward-facing cameras, is this legal? Is this illegal? I think it's a violation of a person's privacy, but I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below. Happy New Year to everybody. You guys are the best audience on the internet, and if you enjoy videos like this, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'm Tasia Woods, and I'll see you next time.